Hello, you're watching Hornbill TV's top stories of the week. Starting off, in some appalling incident at Rock Nagaland this week, two persons were arrested for allegedly beating a man to death in Kohima in an incident of road rage, police said. Kezalile Lawrence Misalho, the political assistant to the Deputy Commissioner of Kohima District, was assaulted on Saturday, they said. Misalo, who was in his late 50s, collapsed due to the assault and was rushed to a private hospital where he breathed his last in the early hours of Sunday, they added. The two accused, identified as Nizoseto Kire and Kretsonyu Wure, were arrested on Sunday, police said. A case was registered under IPC sections 323, voluntarily causing hurt, 325, voluntarily causing grievous hurt, 352, assault or use of criminal force, and 302, murder, at the North Police Station, they said. Meanwhile, the Western Angami Youth Organization held a protest rally in the state capital, demanding that no bail should be given to the accused under any circumstances. WAYO said that any person trying to bail them out would be held responsible for any untoward consequences. Various other civil society organizations, youth bodies and village councils also condemned the incident. A significant protest was held in Kohima by hundreds of men and women from the Western Angami area, rallying against the alleged murder of Kezalile Lawrence Misalo. The International Criminal Court has sought arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, and Hamas leaders Yahya Sinwar, Mohammed Deif, and Ismail Haniyeh for war crimes and crimes against humanity in the Gaza Strip and Israel. A three-judge panel will consider the prosecutor's evidence and determine whether to issue the arrest warrants and allow a case to proceed. Israel is not a member of the court, so even if the arrest warrants are issued, Netanyahu and Gallant do not face any immediate risk of prosecution. But ICC's chief prosecutor Karim Khan's announcement deepens Israel's isolation as it presses ahead in Gaza, and the threat of arrest could make it difficult for the Israeli leaders to travel abroad. Meanwhile, Netanyahu said the outrageous decision by the ICC prosecutor Karim Khan to seek arrest warrants against the democratically elected leaders of Israel is a moral outrage of historic proportions. He said he would form a special committee to fight back against any such action and would work with world leaders to ensure that any such warrants are not enforced on Israel's leaders. The Hamas militant group denounced the ICC prosecutor's request to seek the arrest of its leaders. Following the murder of Bangladesh MP Anwarul Azim Anar in Kolkata, the West Bengal CID arrested a Bangladeshi illegal immigrant, Jihad Hawaldar, on Thursday. During the investigation, shocking revelations were made, which pointed out that the murder was meticulously planned. The accused is a 24-year-old butcher who lives in Mumbai. However, the mastermind of the murder was a Bangladeshi US citizen named Akhtaruzzamal, who was a friend of the victim. According to a report, the MP was honey-trapped into coming to Kolkata by a woman. CCTV footage showed the MP entering New Town flat with a man and a woman. Police also said that the flat, where the Bangladesh MP was last seen entering, was rented out to his friend by an excise department employee. The accused reportedly told police that he, along with four other Bangladeshi nationals, killed Anar at the flat by strangling. After that, they de-skinned his entire body, removed his flesh, and minced the flesh to destroy the identity. They then packed the parts in polybags, cut the bones into parts, and packed them as well, after which they disposed the packets at different locations in Kolkata. The accused, Hawaldar, a resident of Kulna district of Bangladesh, was brought to Kolkata 2 months before by the mastermind. He was reportedly paid rupees 5 crore for the crime. The arrested accused will be produced at the Barasat court, where police will seek his remand to verify his statement and recover the missing body parts. May be mentioned, Bangladesh MP Anwarul Azim Anar went missing on 13th May. He reportedly arrived in Kolkata on 12th May to undergo medical treatment. On 18th May, an acquaintance of the victim filed a missing report stating that the MP lost contact on 17th of May. Gujarat's anti-terrorism squad arrested 4 ISIS terrorists at Ahmedabad airport this week. All of them were Sri Lankan nationals. The agency is currently interrogating them, according to reports. The Gujarat anti-terror squad made the arrest when they were allegedly waiting at the airport for their handler. The handler was supposed to give them tasks, sources said. The police have also recovered the encrypted chats from their phones. The terrorists allegedly reached Ahmedabad from Sri Lanka via Chennai. They were arrested before they could reach their target location. According to sources, agents in Pakistan had promised them some weapons that they were likely to use in an attack, but the terrorists were caught before that. The development comes at a time when India is undergoing voting for Lok Sabha elections. Incidentally, a terrorist attack took place in Jammu and Kashmir's Baramulla, in which a former sarpanch was killed and a tourist couple was injured. A massive landslide is said to have killed over 100 after it struck 6 remote villages in Papua New Guinea. Local officials and aid agencies said the landslide buried more than 100 homes after it struck at around 3 a.m. local time Friday in the highlands of Enga, north of the island nation in the southwest Pacific. It was not immediately clear how many people were trapped into the rubble, and no casualties have been officially confirmed. Enga Governor Peter Ipatas told AFP news agency it was an unprecedented natural disaster. Papua New Guinea's Prime Minister James Marape said his government has sent disaster officials to the landslide site to start relief work, recovery of bodies and reconstruction of infrastructure. Images online showed dozens of people climbing into fallen boulders to survey the damage from the landslide. Many houses appeared to have collapsed and trees uprooted. Rescuers were having a hard time sifting through the debris, report said. People could be heard crying and yelling on a video posted by Facebook user Kindupan Kambi from Kau Kalam village in Enga. There are reports of deaths and multiple casualties, but the exact numbers haven't been confirmed yet, said a spokesman from Papua New Guinea's Red Cross Society. He added that an emergency response team made up of officials from the provincial governor's office, police, defense forces and local NGOs were deployed to the site. International humanitarian organization CARE told the BBC it is currently undergoing a situation assessment on the incident. Enga is more than 600 kilometers by road from the country's capital, Port Moresby. As the Lok Sabha 2024 elections has completed the 6th phase, the Election Commission of India directed Bharatiya Janata Party President JP Nadda and Congress Chief Mallikarjun Kharge to issue formal notes to star campaigners to correct their discourse, exercise care and maintain decorum. This is the Commission's unprecedented orders to the BJP and Congress in the wake of plummeting quality of campaigning led by their star campaigners. The EC has come down heavily on both the BJP and the Congress for campaigning along caste, community, language and religion. The poll body has directed star campaigners from both parties to refrain from religious and communal overtones in the campaigning. The ECI also asked the BJP to stop campaign speeches that may lead to division in society. The Congress has been directed to ensure that star campaigners do not make statements that give false impressions, such as the Constitution of India may be abolished or sold. Moreover, while speaking on the Agniveer scheme, the poll body has asked the Congress campaigners or candidates not to politicize the defense forces and to not make potentially divisive statements regarding the socio-economic composition of the defense forces. The EC has also said that the BJP and the Congress will not be allowed to weaken the heritage of quality electoral experience of the Indian voter. The EC has bared all allegations by the BJP and Congress against each other and rejected their defenses. Pointed out that the party in power should have extra responsibility during poll time and that there should not be any unlimited extra space for the opposition as well. In some news related to the electoral bond scheme, the State Bank of India has once again refused to disclose the standard operating procedures provided to its branches for the sale and redemption of electoral bonds, responding to a first appeal filed under the Right to Information Act. SBI justified its refusal, emphasizing that the internal guidelines were exclusively intended for the dealing staff. Anjali Bhardwaj, an advocate for transparency, filed an application on March 4th seeking access to the SOPs issued by SBI dating back to April 2017. After the bank's rejection of the request on March 30th, Bhardwaj opted to escalate the matter by appealing to the first appellate authority, FAA, of SBI. Dissatisfied with the response received on 17th of May from the FAA, Bhardwaj has now decided to challenge the denial before the Central Information Commission. Bhardwaj highlighted that the request for SOPs pertaining to electoral bonds stemmed from concerns regarding the ambiguity surrounding SBI's management of transaction data for the bonds. There were apprehensions regarding the potential tracking of the bonds due to the SBI's recording of unique numbers for both purchasers and redeemers. Even after the Supreme Court struck down the electoral bond scheme as unconstitutional and ordered disclosure of all details of EBs, SBI continues to withhold crucial information, she informed. The Calcutta High Court cancelled all OBC certificates issued in West Bengal after 2010. A division bench of Justice Tapabrata Chakrabarti and Rajashekhar Mantha pronounced the verdict while delivering a judgment on a PIL challenging the process of granting OBC certificates. The court directed that a fresh list of OBCs be prepared based on the West Bengal Commission for Backward Classes Act of 1993 by the West Bengal Commission for Backward Classes. Those who were in the OBC list before 2010 will remain. However, after 2010, OBC nominations have been cancelled. The court, however, clarified that the order will not affect the services of citizens of the ejected classes who are already in service or have been benefited by reservation or have succeeded in any selection process of the state. Meanwhile, the court further added that there was no interference with regard to the state government's executive orders classifying 66 classes of OBCs before 2010, as the petitions did not challenge them. Meanwhile, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has sharply responded to this and said that she does not accept it and alleged that it was BJP's conspiracy. In a major feat, the Serum Institute of India has shipped its first set of R21 Matrix M malaria vaccine doses to the African region, which has a sizable disease burden. The distribution of malaria vaccine across the African region will mark a significant step in the global fight against malaria. As per information, the initial shipment will be sent to the Central African Republic, followed by other African countries such as South Sudan and the Democratic Republic of Congo in the coming days. Out of the total 163,800 doses specifically allocated for the CAR region, only 43,200 doses will be dispatched from Serum Institute of India's facility. SII, Novavax and the University of Oxford, who are partners in the innovation of this novel vaccine, celebrated the milestone during an event attended by Eric Garcetti, US Ambassador to India. This highlighted the successful global partnership between the three countries, India, the US and the UK. CEO and owner Adar Poonawalla, talking to ANI, said the two countries are coming together with the best scientists, the best from academia, manufacturing and innovation, all coming together and one common goal: to save lives. And those were the top stories of this week. See you next week. Goodbye.